Yes, dear friends, colleagues, and conference participants, I'm happy to be here with you today. So I hope you can see my presentation. Can you see it? Right? Okay. So today I'm representing Medipol University, which is situated in the cultural, business, and educational center of Turkey in Istanbul. This academic year, our university welcomed 2,830 international students from 70 countries all over the world. I'm announcing these figures not only to show that Medipol is an international university, but make you imagine that all these students had to face, or some of them are still facing, culture shock. The term has a word with a negative meaning, even frightening, shock. What is it? Is it possible to avoid it being an international student somewhere abroad? If not, is it possible to go through it quickly and without sufferings? Probably you can ask these questions now. Actually, I asked these questions myself as well. And thanks to the support and enthusiasm of my colleagues from Medipol Language School and International Office, we have tried to find the answers to all these questions. So first of all, let us discuss today what culture shock is, its main stages. Then I'm going to share with you some possible solutions. And finally, I'm going to demonstrate the results we have managed to achieve in avoiding or overcoming the culture shock. Okay, so let us start first of all with the definition. What is culture shock? Actually, you can see this story in pictures, which represent all the stages of culture shock. This is exactly what people think and feel when they go through the culture shock. But what is culture shock? Let us have a look at the definition. Culture shock is a term used to describe what happens to people when they encounter unfamiliar surroundings and conditions. But what are the stages of culture shock? Actually, different scientists, authors, name these stages in a little bit different ways, but the idea is the same. Let us have a look at this graph. It represents 4 traditional or typical stages of culture shock. You can see here happy meter and the duration of the stage. The duration of each stage of culture shock can be different. It depends on the person, his flexibility, ability to adaptation, and also the similarities and differences of the home and host culture. Everything starts, as you can see, with the honeymoon, when the person is absolutely happy, but unfortunately, gradually, step by step, day by day and week by week, the person, the student, in our case, goes to the most unpleasant stage, which is called hostility. Fortunately, again, little by little, we can see the next stage where humor returns. And the final stage is feeling in a new country like you feel at home. So as you see, the level of happiness during the first stage, honeymoon, and the fourth stage is almost the same. But what are the features? So first of all, let us very briefly have a look at the characteristics of each stage. The first stage is honeymoon. So the students are excited. They feel excitement with absolutely everything. New sounds, new sights, even smell. They are characterized by lots of interest in learning, and they're very motivated. You feel as if you will be able to handle absolutely everything, and you can think and say, I'm not going to have any problems adjusting. But stage two, this is the culture shock. So during this stage, very often students and people who leave just to move abroad for a long period of time feel irritation and hostility. What happens? They focus mainly on the differences between the new culture and their home culture, not on the similarities. Small differences feel like major catastrophes. This is a stage when stereotypes and prejudices can surface. And of course, they are homesick. So what about the next stage? It is a stage of gradual adjustment, humor, and students and people just start to see new perspectives. Cultural cues become easier to read and understand. You feel more comfortable, less isolated. You prefer some aspects of the new culture. And now you think, as long as I'm here, I should make the most of it. And this is absolutely right. But this is a stage when still students can experience periodic personal highs and lows, like waves. And this is also a good sign when a sense of humor returns. And the last stage, feeling at home, or the stage of adaptation. This is the stage when new culture is no longer new. The aspects different from your home culture no longer affect you in a negative way. And you are able to live and work to your full potential. And this is important for students. And I believe so that we should give some suggestions, some tips, some pieces of advice, how students can overcome the most difficult stages. How can they go through them quickly, or as I have mentioned, without suffering. So the main tips, suggestions are the following. So you should be curious. You should learn the local language. You should make new friends and learn from them. You should keep in touch with your friends and family. Try to talk to people. Don't keep everything inside. Share your feelings and emotions with them. And please remember that you are not alone. As you can see, students at this period of time need social help and support of their family, of their friends and peers. But we have decided that this is not enough. Because students now are in a new family, they are at a new university, so the university should play the vital role in their adaptation in this period. And actually this gave us an idea. We decided to develop an orientation program for international students. The name of the program is Study in Turkey, How to Make the Most of International Study Opportunities. What are the characteristics of this program? First of all, the program represents interactive lectures. It means not only the lecturer is sharing dates, figures, information, but students are also active participants of this orientation program. So they are sharing their personal stories of success and failure. So they give their recommendations, tips how to overcome this culture shock. And so the next feature is that the language of instruction is English, and the program is rather lengthy because, of course, many universities organize orientation programs, but these programs are rather short. But our program included 5 days 5 academic hours every day, all in all 25 academic hours. But what about the content? So when we made the decision what topics to include, first of all, we wanted to help our newcomers, students from many countries all over the world, study effectively. Because first of all, they come to Turkey as students. So we have chosen the topics connected with academic life and the topics that are necessary to acquire skills to achieve academic culture awareness, first of all. So our program is divided into 4 blocks. The first block, as I have already mentioned, is closely connected with acquiring necessary academic skills. It is called studying abroad. So what students discover here? They discover how, first of all, their personal learning styles and learning strategy. If they're auditory learners, if they're kinesthetic learners, maybe both, and so on. We teach them how to take lecture notes, how to give short presentations, and how to study effectively in general. The second block is also connected with academic sphere. We give them information about, first of all, the system of education in Turkey, because sometimes the systems of education can be very different in the home country and in the host country. We give them information about levels and types of higher education in Turkey. They also know a lot about academic exchange programs, not only Erasmus, but Turkish ones like Mevlana and Farabi. These are the academic programs that they can participate in. And of course, we give them full information about where and how they can learn Turkish, the language of their host country, and where they can improve their English. The third block is about the university structure. Students discover in facts and figures the history of Medipol University. Also, we show them and explain them the life on campus. We show them the location of campuses, dormitories. Even we tell them about opening hours of libraries, where to address in case of you have problems with your health, where to eat, what students clubs they can join, and what activities they can take part in. We tell them about security on campus and even where to go shopping. Also, we explain them very simple, everyday things to do, but the things that can solve many problems. For example, how to get a reduced fare transportation card, how to buy a SIM card and register their phone, and even how to get a reduced fare museum card. This is very important in Istanbul, which is full of attractions, sites. So this card is very useful actually. And the last block, which is closely connected and fully devoted to culture shock and cultural awareness. So we let students find out, first of all, the symptoms of culture shock, because they should understand what is happening to them, the impact of culture shock and how to deal with it. What cultural awareness is and its levels. And of course, students learn more about Turkey and Turkish history and geography, famous people, landmarks, traditions and values, what to do and what not to do being in Turkey, and of course stereotypes, if they are true or not. Okay, so this is the content of the program. Actually, the program was planned as a face-to-face program, but you know, the whole world is involved and in this pandemic situation. Of course, this pandemic has changed our plans, and we had to make a lot of changes in the program. For example, our side tour was replaced by virtual tour with videos of different Turkish sites, and real campus tour was also replaced by virtual tour, um, and many other changes have been made. Nevertheless, we have achieved good results, and I'm going to tell about them as well. So first of all, so what results we have achieved? The program was not obligatory for the newcomers. That is why I believe the number we have of students who participated in the program is good. Actually, we managed to organize two groups, one by one, and the total number of students in both groups was 239 students, almost 240. I have mentioned that originally the program was planned as interactive, face-to-face, but even in this online situation, we managed to involve students in self-study surveys, questionnaires, quizzes, and even they just prepared different workbook tasks. We organized discussions, and it was a challenge for me, but I managed to count the number of the replies got from the students during one online lesson. In the first group, it was more than 300 replies from 46 students, and in the second group, the number was also impressive, I should say, that these are not only chat answers, not only in our group, but these are also the answers when students, or replies when students try to answer the questions, share their experience, when they use their cameras and sound. They were not hiding behind their screens, and it was the victory, I should say, of our program. So appraisal was one of the feature as well. Why am I mentioning it now? Because we talk about culture shock. Any sign of belonging, appreciation is very important for students at this period of time. That is why we try to appraise our students. Appraisal was given to all the students for their participation, and active students got a special appraisal. As you can see on Teams, I managed to send individual thank you letters for students. So we try to show our students that they are precious. The next thing, the next result, that interaction with the students didn't finish after the lessons. Didn't finish with the lesson. After the lessons, interaction continued. So we talk about, again, a culture shock. So that is why we try to do everything to show the students that they are not alone, that they are members of the team, that we are thinking of them, that they have a lot of friends. That is why every day orientation program participants will send notification, useful links, announcements, reminders about the course. So to make them feel involved, to make them feel the part of our team. So, and of course, lecturer, in September, I was giving all the lectures, and my colleagues from international office answered all possible questions asked by students in our channel chat. And of course, just we tried to finalize our orientation program with a survey, which was called International Student Orientation Program. So the participants were kindly asked to participate in it and answer our questions. So here you can see only some of the answers. And of course, we try to find out, was our program successful or not? Did we manage to achieve our goals to overcome culture shock, or at least make it easier? I mean, the process of going from culture shock to cultural awareness. And of course, we gave their statement to agree or disagree with. The orientation program increased my knowledge and developed my skills, and we were extremely happy to get these answers. So as you can see, almost 60% of students strongly agree with it. About 35% of students agree with it, and less than 10 neither agree or no disagree. So it means we have no negative answers there. So, and of course it was a very positive result, I should say, for the organizers and for developers of the program. So, and our task was also to find out what topics were most interesting for our students. What topics should be enriched and enlarged during the next orientation program, and what topics should be eliminated if they are not interesting for the students. So if we go back to our first block, studying abroad, so please have a look at the tallest bars. So it means in this comparison, how to give a short presentation. So this topic is the winner. It has got 60% of attention. So 60% of students think that it was the most interesting topic for them. So their silver medal goes to how to take lecture notes. And the third place is so I can't see it, but this is also the how to study effectively in general. If we talk about their second block, system of education of Turkey, so the winner here is the topic connected with the levels and types of higher education in Turkey. The third block about multiple university structure. So the absolute winner is the topic connected with some everyday problems and how to solve them. More than 70% of students think that this topic is the most interesting one. But also life on campus is important for them. But in any case, you can see that all the topic involved the students, and all of them were interesting to them to this or that extent. As for the last topic, which is about culture shock and cultural awareness, the winner here is the topic connected with the history of Turkey, its geography, traditions, and so on. Also, students were interested in the topic about the symptoms and impact of culture shock. Okay, so why am I telling you now about the content of the program, its results? Because I think that the program which we have managed to develop can be used in every country by every university. For example, instead of Turkish history and geography, you can teach and you can tell about Russian history and geography, or German, or the history and geography of the UK. When we discuss how to give presentations, how to take culture notes, here you can use the culture of your university, its academic traditions, and apply them and tell the students what you want to hear from them, how you want them to deliver presentations, and so on. So each topic can be used, but of course it should be changed relevantly. And I think that this program is quite universal one. And you see there, it gave very good results actually. We are delivering the second orientation program next week. Because of this pandemic situation, we are still accepting the students for the second semester. That is why we have newcomers. And next week we are going to have the second term of our orientation program as well. Just to finish my presentation, I hope that our program helped students to overcome culture shock. Overcoming culture shock and is a difficult, but it is very important step in a long way to cultural awareness. And I hope that our students are all on this way. Thank you very much for your attention. And here you can see my email address. If you have any questions, you are welcome, and I'm always happy to answer them. So thank you very much once again, and I hope to see you very soon in other conferences. Okay, so this is the end.
Thank you very much, Irina. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes, I can hear.
I'm very glad to see you actually. And thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. And I would like to say that as far as you know, I think, and you know it perfectly, that the Faculty of International Education of our university is also dealing with some difficulties because we have also students from, I think, more than 70 countries, even now during the pandemic time. And as we are talking about science, uh, I want you maybe to think, and it would be, I think, great to perform the co-research with the professors and teachers of our Faculty of International Education.
Okay,
Mm.
thank you very much for your. It is a very interesting, actually, suggestion. It can be a cooperation of two universities based on this international sphere. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, it's about the science, it's about the research, and also for me, the education is also very interesting. The question is, do you have any online courses which can be performed also for the students of Tambov State Technical University, for example?
So, do you mean the courses which are connected with orientation program or other courses?
Some other courses,
Some.
because for orientation, it's somehow, if they would like, they can join, I think, on the online platform of your university.
Yes, of course, we have different online courses, and I can contact our uh, international office, and they can just give the list of the courses that can be suggested, offered.
That would be great. So two international offices should be connected immediately with the list and number of the courses which could be performed by both universities, because we have the agreement of understanding, and we can work on it. So please, I hope that we will do more projects together. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you. See you. See you. I hope to keep in touch, to keep in contact. So see you during other conferences and as well. And I hope to have very close collaboration with Tambov State Technical University.
Bye bye. Bye bye.